Hello, folks. Well, I'm gonna try to do this right here. Not gonna do anything fancy. I have some ribs here that I got on sale. I was pondering giving them a St. Louis cut, but I mean, not that it's that hard to do, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. I made several other ribs before. This one, like I said, it's going to be pretty cut and dry. So again, you see the silver skin and stuff on here. Usually the way you could do this, you take some paper towel, put some paper towel on here, and pull, and it'll pull it right off. I'm not going to remove it because when I'm done smoking it, this is going to help me get this off the grill without the bones falling off of it. So I leave that intact for this. If I was going to St. Louis style this, I would, run it straight across the top here, right at the break section between the cartilage and the bone, pretty much, and it would have a nice straight line. Then I would have my separate rib tips and cartilage, but I like all that. So this is going to be pretty straightforward. Nothing special here. Let me see. I have an offset smoker box. It's in Oklahoma Joe's. And right now I have charcoal in there. Quarter bag, half a bag maybe. Yeah, about a half a bag. I will have, I'll have to add more obviously throughout the time that I'm going. But okay, sorry about that. Okay, so as I'm feeding this throughout the day, I'm gonna do what's called the 3-2-1 method, but in all actuality it's gonna be more of a two. I don't know, the first stint is going to be cooking these guys, and I sauce them first, and then I'll sauce them again at the end if I want to do it. I sauce them first. There's multiple other ways. Again, this is just how I'm doing these specific ribs. Nothing special. Homemade barbecue sauce and some other spices. And if you guys want to know more about that, let me know. Also, if anybody else has Oklahoma Joe's barbecue, just let me know. So I have a lot of different modifications and stuff that I've done to this one, as you can see. And so if you need any suggestions or anything like that, let me know, because I've tried a lot of things and I've used a lot of things. So whatever you guys want to know, I'm pretty knowledgeable, at least around this. So again, I'm leaving this silver skin on. You can paper towel, grab it, yank, it'll pretty much come right off. I'm leaving it on because if I take this off and I cook these like I'm about to cook them, I go to pull them off the grill, it's going to fall apart like pulled pork. I don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to leave all this goodness on here. And again, I'll sauce them first. So I am going to first apply the sauce. And then I have some homemade stuff here. If you guys need any recipes or anything, or I can help you out anyway, let me know. I make my own smoked salt on this grill, usually with apple wood because it gives it a nice flavor. Paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, what else? Salt, and a lot of paprika. You can kind of see it in there. So, okay, so here we go. Move this guy out of the way. And set this fella right here, right on the grill. It's rather hot. Take some of my homemade sauce here. For this side right here that does have the silver skin on it, I will be cooking that side down first, uncovered, for the first hour and maybe 2 hours. And then before the next step. So I'm going to do roughly probably 2 hours and 15 minutes uncovered. Then I'm going to tinfoil this, and I'm going to do that for about an hour and 45 minutes. Then I'll do a final hour and probably 15 minutes uncovered, without the tinfoil. And that should give me exactly what I want. People say 3-2-1 method because it gets you about where you need to be. I've tuned it to what I find to be much better means. Okay, so there's one. And I always start with my heat high at first, just to sear it. Those nice lines there. Not that it matters, but I like to lock in some of the flavor. So there's one on there and prepped. Now the other. And again, you see the silver skin's going to be on this side. I think that's in the camera there. The silver skin's going to be on this side here. Again, leaving it on. And I try to get all up along the bones and everything. Right on the ends. And I put this stuff on first because in my experience, for example, I'm going to put applewood on here to penetrate this. It's not too aggressive and I like the taste of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it on for only the first 2 hours is going to see smoke on this. The rest of it is going to be pure offset heat. Again, in my experience, when this gets penetrated by the wood, it'll only go in so far, and then it's going to stop. It's going to create a barrier in there, and it's not going to absorb anymore. So really, at that point, you're going to be wasting your smoke. Your wood, I'm sorry. And smoke. So, okay. Now, again, I'm doing this face down. And it fits beautiful. And I do have, this is a probe here. So I'm able to have good reading on my meat. Some of you guys might be asking, why are you not seasoning the silver skin side? And the answer to that is I cook it first. This is pretty high temperature, and it's going to be masked by the high temperature, so I'm not going to taste it. It's really not going to make a difference anyway. I like to put it on the top because when this gets done, it's going to add more texture. I'm putting it face down right now. Most of it's going to drip off and fall underneath it. So this is how I'm doing it. So I'll just be seasoning the one side. And again, I start my temperature off rather high. So basically, here's what we have. Try to get a better view. Okay. So that's, cut and dry. Again, I did nothing special. This is not St. Louis style cut. I want the full rib. I love the cartilage hanging off of it. This is my thing. This is what I do. So I enjoy it. And I'm sure you guys have seen these before. Obviously, this video is not really to appeal to you do-it-yourself smokers that have been doing this for a long time. I'm sure everybody has their own way, so these are just for people who are wondering how to cook these and let them turn out like they're a pro. So while I welcome people's opinions, everybody has their own way of doing stuff. So basically, I have a probe in here that I keep in here. I clean this out ever so often. Dual probe that I got. I purchased this off of Amazon, and you can see that right there. The probe's sitting at 242 degrees. That's an offset smoke heat, an offset heat. And then I have a sharp probe, and I'm going to stick that all the way over here. I want it away from this far heat source, so I can. Well, also because this is a thick part of the meat, so I know this back here is going to feel more heat because my heat spreader comes out and lets the heat out around, through here. So I know this is going to get more heat. This is going to get less heat. So the one with the least amount of heat is the one I want to probe. Because I don't want to be out here doing my stuff when the rest of this. The rest of the meat is not done, so this is how we're going to do this. Okay. So that probe is right in there between the bones. Then I'm going to plug this into this side. You can see the temperature falling, 211 degrees. Okay. There. This wireless thing here, so I can take it in the house wirelessly and measure how hot the barbecue is and how hot my food is. And I'll be monitoring that. I set thresholds on there so it can tell me how long until, if I see it drop, it'll set an alarm off. And that's that. So, yeah, perfect. These are these guys here, and they're just chilling. Now, give me 1 second. I am going to add some wood. I have some beautifully seasoned apple wood. So, all right. And I want to wait until that gets up to a very, high flame before I close any doors down or anything like that. I want to make sure that it's good and it's not starving. Also have some apple chips I'll put on here. Why not? So as you can see, it's here, maybe that's better. It's going, and it's not going good enough. So as soon as they get going here, okay. So here's what we have going on here. Make sure that always stays clean underneath there so there's enough ventilation. Okay, nice flame, everything's ignited. Close the lid. It'll shove this over here. You'll start to see smoke. Now, if you start seeing white smoke pissing out of the stack here, then you have a big problem. You don't want smoke bellowing out. That means that this door is closed and choking it off. It must have air. So let it come across the device, or the device. Let it come across out of the firebox. Comes across, tells me what the temperature is here, and then it's coming across here. This tells me what my smoke temperature is here, and then it goes down to the modified pipe there, and then it comes up out of the stack. And what you have is, you might only barely be able to see this, but it's almost a blue smoke. I mean, you can almost see right through it. It's very transparent. I'm not sure if you can see any of that at all or not. I'm gonna try to get a better. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but it's just, it looks like a blue. Hopefully that's picking up. That's about what you want. That is the holy grail. That produces the best smoked stuff that I've ever dreamed of. Even trying to smoke. That's the ticket right there. That's all you want, barely that. And to sustain that, you don't want this door just wide open. No, you need to close it down, otherwise it's just going to burn up just as fast as it possibly can. So you close this down and don't go too far. If you go too far, you're going to have an issue. This is about it for me right here. Okay, so it's been about 2 hours and 25 minutes. My the temperature inside has hit 165 degrees, so that's what I do, like 165 to 170 for the first round here. Sorry, I gotta get this stuff set up here. Okay. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Okay, so this is that. As you can see, there's really, the bones are not receding, or the meat's not receding on the bone or anything yet. Technically this is done. I'm not gonna eat this right now, but that's not what needs to happen. So I'm going to take tin foil, lay it on my rack here. When I take this off, I'm going to put it face down, so the silver, where the silver skin was, is pointing up. So now, again, the silver skin right here. So I left it on, you know, again, makes it easier for me. So I'm just gonna wrap it in foil. Silver skin up. That's one of the benefits of St. Louis style cut. You can have more manageable wraps. But I don't mind. And yeah, it's extremely hot. Okay. Just ripping a little hole inside here to let that probe stay wrapped up. Okay, again, silver skin up, and it's because it's got a little dish to it. It's going to house all the moisture right on top, and it's going to not be resting just on the tin foil. So there's that. Wrap the other one up, the same thing. Let's not forget my glove. Okay. Just want to be a little easier to wrap. I don't have a probe to go around. Okay, silver skin up. Bam. Okay. if you have a probe sitting inside of here, my probe's right here, just for the barbecue temperature gauge. Do not let your food touch it because it will throw it off. I have it right by my vent so I can see what the smoke is upon exit. So I'm done with my tin foil. I will close this back down, and then you know what, I better check my firebox. Okay, it's definitely dwindling. So different smokers have different things you can use. I just use this old spatula here, and I reach up in there, shake it. Anybody who knows anything about smoking, they'll let you know, especially if you're doing this with charcoal or wood. It's a fire, you have to tend it. So this isn't some set it and forget it electrical smoker or a propane smoker. Not that there's anything wrong with them. They work great. Again, this is fun for me, and I like having control over all the elements. This is what I enjoy. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more charcoal. Now that I have the ash was kind of cluttering up my airflow there. So add some charcoal. About a quarter bag. That will throw smoke. My meat's covered now, so it's not like it really matters, but I'm still going to leave this open until this is all done and ignited, because I don't want to risk it, and I'm not trying to ruin my meat. But as far as smoke penetration goes, that's done. It's not going to penetrate or take any more smoke. In my experience, it will just make it bitter. So this little bit of smoke here needs to be gone before I close this box up, or at least caught. And then I'll be running the meat, I'll be running the temperature inside here. You can see where she's kind of sitting, but I'll be running the meat inside here. I'm going to cook it for about an hour and 45 minutes roughly. So because it hit between 165 and 170 is the reason I came out. I don't go by just time, because I have a probe that can tell me exactly what it's doing. Like right now it's 167. So this is gonna cook, and I'm gonna try to sustain this at about 180. The reason I'm wrapping it in tinfoil is so it spikes the temperature. Basically, it'll achieve faster and hold the juices. So I'm gonna try to hit 180 to 185. Sometimes I let it touch 190, and I want to try to sustain that around 180 for about 45 minutes continuously. So that usually happens if you just do the 3-2-1 method. It's going to get you right around where it's supposed to be, as long as you're monitoring your temperature. I just this is how I've perfected it. So take it, for what it is. So again, so there's my barbecue temperature and there's my meat temperature. Obviously it's falling down because it's open. You'll see guys tell you that if you're doing this charcoal or wood smoking, that if it's open you're not cooking and it's going to take forever. There's nothing wrong with popping this open and checking the meat. About an hour and 40 minutes on here. My smoke temp just came down. Let's see. you want to be careful because there's a lot of steam that's going to come rolling out. See all the juice? I don't know if you can see, but it'll pool up on the top instead of, I mean, there's still a lot below, but alright, this is I'm gonna have to try to flip this here. That's hot. Yeah, when you see the bone pulled back like that, you already know what time it is. You can't really see much now, but like the silver skin, yeah, it's on here, but it's hot too hot to do anything. It'll literally, I mean, it'll melt in your mouth. I mean, yeah, it's pretty much falling apart on me just moving it. Alright, so here's where we're at. So now I'm going to let these fellas cook for about another hour, maybe hour and 15 minutes, maybe. I mean, I really don't need to, but I'm gonna let those juices redistribute. Now I'm currently reading let's see, these ribs almost touched 200 degrees, so they did get a little higher than I wanted to, but I was busy, forgot about checking my thermometer. So I have enough charcoal still in this box here. It looks like it's nothing but ashes, which it kind of is, but that's going to let it slowly come back down. So I shall show you what is going on when this completes, and I'm gonna give it about another, about an hour and 15 minutes or so. We'll see you then. See what we got. There she is. Do you see that? That's done. That's about good. Fun part's gonna be figuring out how to get them off the grill. Let's see. See what I mean? Alright. So there we go. Those are my unfamous, but should be famous ribs. And I'm not putting any kind of weird pressure on here or nothing. I don't know if you can, it's just super, like I don't even, you see, this is ridiculous. Silver skinware. I mean, here, that's all she wrote right there, baby. Man. If you wanted sauce, you'd have sauced them at the last time when you took them out of the tinfoil and laid them back on here. That's when it'd be time to do the sauce. But these are extraordinary. Yeah, you can see, I mean, yeah, that's good. Oh, I can't wait to tear these up. So that was that. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you guys want to see me cook anything. I mean, I cook a lot of stuff. You want some recipes or some know-how, you know, drop me a line. Take care.